No!
What's wrong?
The pool is closed.
I don't think anything bad will happen if you don't go to the pool for a day.
What? Oh my!
It's a water supply emergency. Everybody needs to save water. Let's beat the drought by adjusting the valve on our water meter at home to keep the right water pressure.
A drought? So, the pool.
That's right. It's because there's not enough water. You're scaring me. Where are you going? Siang!
We've still got water. What kind of drought is this?
Would you like to come with me and find out how serious the drought really is?
Yes! Many parts of the world are suffering from drought. Let's take a look at the situation in different countries. This is a situation in Uruguay. As the reservoirs have dried up and water has become scarce, the government of Uruguay has been supplying fresh water and water from river estuaries with a high salt concentration to each household. As a result, Uruguayans are protesting in front of the government building, banging empty water bottles against the ground.
Large numbers of river dolphins have died in the Amazon River, which is at its lowest level in 121 years caused by the worst ever drought. You can see the dead river dolphins easily. The Brazilian authorities say water levels are falling due to drought. This phenomenon is believed to be the result of the rise in the temperature of the water.
Slow-moving tractors are blocking the roads as farmers are taking to the streets because of the ongoing drought.
As she's lowered down into the well rather precariously, a woman attempts to fill a bucket with water.
Americans are painting their withered grass green. You may think it's enough just to water the grass, but in America, you shouldn't be so quick to use water on thirsty grass just now. I like to play soccer and swim while looking up at the clear sky every day, but this was all because it didn't rain. I didn't know it was such a big deal. Sukom, why is there a drought?
The biggest reason is that it hasn't rained enough. What? There's a drought just because it hasn't rained? Well, the amount of fresh water we can use in our daily lives is limited. So if more and more people want water, a drought can occur. Droughts can also occur if forests that store water are destroyed. Ah, that's right. I learned in class that trees and soil also play a role in storing water.
People say we're in a drought area, but we can still get water from the taps. So is this really a drought?
Let me tell you this. There are 4 major kinds of drought: meteorological drought, agricultural drought, hydrological drought, and socioeconomic drought.
Hydrological? Socioeconomic? It's too difficult. Please help me, Sukom.
Okay, listen up. First of all, there's meteorological drought. Meteorological drought happens when dry weather patterns dominate an area. See the red part on the map? It means there's not enough rain there. Oh yes, then the people living there might be having a hard time because of the meteorological drought. Then is an agricultural drought a drought that makes farming difficult? That's right, an agricultural drought happens when the soil holds less water, which plants need to grow. Now, shall we take a look at the rural areas where crops grow? Can you see that the land is dry so that the crops aren't growing properly? This is an agricultural drought.
Hydrological drought? Hydro? Water? Sukom, what kind of a drought is a hydrological drought?
If the water level in rivers, reservoirs, and groundwater drops, there's less water we can use. This kind of situation is called a hydrological drought. Ah, is that why we got an emergency alert? Yes, the water level in the dam is decreasing, reducing the amount of water available in our homes and schools and so on.
If it's true, it could really mean that the water supply will stop.
It's not just here, but people all over the world are suffering from drought. In Mexico, a once submerged church is now reappearing above the water. In a similar example, warships that sank during World War II are now visible, and hunger stones, also called stones of hunger, are being found in reservoirs and river basins. Then what is a socioeconomic drought? A socioeconomic drought is what we can experience in our everyday lives. It is due to supply and demand issues of water caused by meteorological, hydrological, and agricultural droughts. So, it is a drought about drinking water restrictions, rising fruit and vegetable prices, and water pollution. Correct? Yes, exactly. Hold on a minute. Let me explain the effects of drought in more detail. The effects of a drought include environmental, economic, and social factors. The first environmental impact is that plants do not grow well, meaning there's less food for herbivores. As the water dries up, it gets dirtier and animals don't get enough water to drink. And as plants dry out, even small sparks can cause forest fires. The second is the economic impact. If there isn't enough water for plants, crop production will fall while food prices will rise. Water-related tourism will experience difficulties and hydropower energy production will be reduced too. The third impact is social. If people don't have enough water, their health can get worse. In particular, water shortages can lead to illness or death, as we have seen in some parts of Africa.
But I don't think there's been a direct drought near us.
Have you ever heard of a winter drought?
A winter drought?
Yes, a winter drought is of course a drought phenomenon that occurs in winter. If there's not enough rain or snow, a drought can happen in winter. In particular, snowpacks act like natural reservoirs, and when there's little snow or when the snow melts, it can cause drought. Are many countries in the world experiencing winter droughts? Yes. Some countries in Europe often go through this. France has had its driest winter in 60 years, while the Italian Alps have received less snow, leading to a 61% drop in the water level of Italy's largest river compared to the average. Shouldn't we do something before the droughts get worse? That's right. A drought is not just something that happens in other countries, but a natural disaster that is happening right here. So we need to save water from now on.
I saw my mom putting a plastic bottle in the toilet tank.
The toilet?
I think so. Let's go and see. Mom said this would reduce our water usage and that we should also shorten our shower times. Haha!
Right! You should cut down your use of water. You spend an hour just having a shower.
You also leave the water running.
I use a toothbrush cup. I think our friends will know some other ways to save water. Okay, let's have a talk with your friends. I'll come with you.
Okay.